Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Jankyard. I'm your host, The Treatment. Skibbity Riz to all our janksters in Ohio on the toilet or whatever the hell it is. And let's get super hyped for the semi-final match between the biggest, best, jolliest Brian and the absolute monster rusher Abby on a Koji deck. We are here for the last finals or the second finals, semifinals before the finals. We're here to see who's going to face off against Fred on his Rin, Ping, Nature, Adaptodon deck. Very control oriented, lots of sources of Ping. Managed to clean up in his semifinal match against Under Rug Swept on Fallen. And today we're going to see a Hope versus a Koji match. Brian is bringing an overloaded list as usual. We don't really know what he's going to start. And Abby is bringing just an absolute powerhouse of a rush deck. Classic Time Hopper, Wishing Wing, Seafoam Snapper as the books, and then Wolfpack Leader and whatever else, she's got going on. She's got a lot of allies. And some sneaky accelerate standstill plays. And she's just been on an absolute monster of a roll. So this should be a very exciting matchup. And the players are in the lobby, so we're going to hop over to that match. Let me know if you're in chat. It's always fun bouncing things off of people in the audience. And I'm going to let them know we're all good. So it's been a great collection so far. Lots of different stuff going on. The match between Brian and Carl was a great match to watch. And this match should also be, I suspect, like most matches in the collection, will not go to time. But I don't really have sort of a favorite going into this match. I think both decks are very interesting. I'm really curious to see in particular how they choose to first five. Brian has a lot of options, very flexible first five in terms of both his book selection, his action and ally selection. Abby is, I guess, a little more typical in terms of her 3-book start, and then generally Wolfpack Leader as well. But what she draws into and what she might choose as an opponent to, or as a counter to Shadowhound, if Brian does go with the Shadowhound play, that's going to be interesting to see. She has no nature, so she doesn't have an AoE to easily remove it, and everything else is 3 life or less, which means that Shadowhound can definitely clean anything it wants up, and the duplicate is also probably always online. So yeah, this is going to be a good one. And then of course we'll be streaming the finals whenever that takes place, maybe this week. And we'll see when it gets scheduled, but that should be very exciting as well. Fred has done very well with his Rin list throughout the year. It's a list that has been iterated upon many times, and so whoever wins this match is gonna be in for some trouble. So we've got immediately Abby going first. She rolled the most basic. She chose to go first, and she's dropping her Wishing Wing book, Meditating Up. Light Swordsman goes in the bin. Mortal Commander goes in the bin, so we know that she's not starting that, but she is meditating up a Divine Die. So what could that be for? Does she have... No, she doesn't have a second Immortal or a second Light Swordsman. So it is curious. Curious. We've got Brian dropping Shadowhound book and the Shadowhound itself. Of course, because there's no AoE, like I mentioned, it is going to be very hard to remove that, and Time Hoppers do not guard. That was the issue in the Carl game, where he also was running Wishing Wing Time Hopper, and cleaning up the Wishing Wings was sort of Brian's plan. He didn't really care how many cards he gave Carl, and without any guards, you can easily create a 6-point swing with Duplicate Hound, as well as all the other books that Brian can bring out. False Demon and the like can really add to the beef on the field. Shade Prowler is also probably going to be a little bit tricky for Abby to deal with, both because it is going to remove a lot of her units, especially if it gets buffed, but also it's just a nice body. Oh, she was sorry. So Brian started Fork Lightning. I think he started the exact same thing in the Carl matchup, if I remember correctly, and he just immediately takes out the Wishing Wing and Hopper. Looks like Abby got a good draw for that. She got a second Hopper book. So Brian is really just, and he doesn't have to worry about fighting Spirit Secret Door shenanigans. So I think he's looking to play counter aggression, counter rush almost, and really put the heat on Abby, especially early on. And I think that's a good plan, honestly. Abby's got 4 cards in hand. Brian's got 2. He's got 4 dice left. I'm assuming he has 1 for Duplicate and probably running False Demon. So the question is whether he's running Butterfly Monk as his other book to help guard the Shadow Hound and just keep his life total up. Because Abby does have the ability to really spam out a lot quickly. So as long as your health total is enough that you can't get one shot, then that is a good plan. I'll bring up the discard piles. Both are fairly low right now, and let's see. That should help. It might be too much once Abby puts the units down. That should help our viewers. All right. So we have, Lightbringer. Okay. So Brian went with Lightbringer. Of course, that is one of the best cards. He has 2 books, so he could have just not started it and hoped to draw into it. But he is starting it. He's really sort of on a very similar game plan as he was in the game against Carl, which did work. Abby is dropping a Sad Snapper down. This could just get Frog Pinged away, honestly. Oh, no, because of course the Time Hopper can, right, the second Time Hopper can put the token down. Nice little play there. So it won't immediately get removed, and she's not going to take a ton of damage to face. But the Shade Prowler now with a Divine buff, it's interesting. Brian could play Lightbringer. He could just buff the Prowler, swing, or it looks like he's going to try and pull Guard and just kill off the Hopper instead. So that's, of course, another good option here. There's a lot of flexibility, I think, in these matches between these 2 players, which is going to make it very fun, very interesting to try and predict and cast. But yeah. So right now, hopefully Abby drew into some good stuff. She's got her 3 books down. I'm assuming she still does have Wolf Pack Leader. Does Brian have Ice Trap? He does not. I think I recall him saying that he was switching some things around and he decided to pull the Ice Trap out for a second Mist Typhoon. And that might be to his detriment in this particular matchup. Of course, he has Shadowhound, which, I guess sort of it doesn't matter then in that case because you could just duplicate and kill the Wolfpack leader no matter what. I am curious. Let's see. Abby's list has Shepherd of Lost Souls. So I'm almost guessing that she knew that she's going to face the Shadowhound, and so she's going to put down a Shepherd, bring back the Wolfpack leader, and then that'll take 2 more dice. And, the other time die could be anything. So there we go. That's the straightforward dupe and swing. Still has 3 dice left. The Lightbringer is going to be tricky to get around, honestly. So she pulls back. Wait, am I not up on the? Yeah, she pulled back the Wolfpack leader. Okay. Yeah, so that Lightbringer now probably comes down, and the Shepherd will swing into it, and then the other Shadowhound is just going to clean up the wolf pack as soon as it goes down. So it's a little bit of an unfortunate trade. You don't want to spend 5 dice necessary. Oh, Gates Defender, not Demon. Okay, nice, cool. Going with the tempo play. I like it. I like it. And he uses Hope to guard. Okay. Well, this is interesting. So now he's gonna get at least 2 hits in. I'm not sure what Gabby could play with one die. I was maybe she started Fate Reflection expecting Void Pulse, which is why she's got the one time die meditated up. That or 2 shadows. Be curious to see what she goes there. I would suspect that 2 shadows would be a better first 5 selection, because you know eventually that Shadowhound is going to either die or get exhausted, and then the gates, like, it's going to remove something. So the question here is whether she went with that, or she was actually fearing the Void Pulse early on and she wanted to just start that, which, I mean, ultimately it is going to come up. Gates Defender is going to swing. Oh, but she already broke her guard. What did she break her guard on? That was a mistake. No. Oh, why? I wonder if that feels like a mistake. Why would you guard the Shepherd? Why? That doesn't make any sense to me. There is no value in that Shepherd. Abby passes. Brian is going to get his swing in for 3. And let's see what Abby does. So Abby's down to 12. Just thinking. Oh no, she passed. So she must have started Fate Reflection or just had a bad draw. That was bad. Yeah, I think she would have come out fairly well if she hadn't guarded there, because she could have stopped the Gates Defender. The Hound would have taken out the Wolf Pack leader anyway, but at least you trade the Wolf Pack leader, and then, well, still, if she didn't start 2 shadows, she wouldn't be able to remove the Gates Defender. Interesting. All right. Well, Brian is sitting very comfortably on board. He's going to drop Shade Prowler again. And this is currently looking like a potential 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 swing. Almost lethal when he duplicates the Hound. Abby has to put down a 2-lifer. And even then, Lightbringer or duplicate Lightbringer. Well, you wouldn't want to duplicate Lightbringer. You'd probably just play another Lightbringer, force a play there, and then, yeah, this could be over within the next 3 turns. Wow. All right, so Wishing Wing Hopper is going to come down. No Accelerate. Okay. Okay. So she meditates up Divine and Time. She's going to play 1 Hopper. Is she going to Divine buff one of the units so that, like, the Shepherd? Oh, no, she... Okay. All right, so she's just spamming out the Hoppers. The Wishing Wing is up to 3. But Frog Ping, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's only 8 damage if Brian swings out, and then he's got to worry about the counter swing. Oh, Fork Lightning. Ooh. Fate Reflection? No? Okay, she's gonna. Oh, yeah, we'll let the wing die. Okay. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, I wonder what that other first 5 card was, what the die was for. Brian changing 3 dice. Does he have 2 Gates Defenders? He does. I guess that's what I'm betting he drops. And the 2 Gates Defenders can easily cover off the hoppers, but even then, he's nowhere near facing lethal damage. And he's definitely guaranteeing himself lethal damage. This is rough position for Abby to be in. Ooh. And nobody's in chat. Where are you people? Come on. This is like semifinal hype here, guys. Yeah, this is very quickly turning upside down for Abby. This could be over before Brian hits 20 minutes on the clock. Abby is in the tank. She's thinking, is there a way out? I mean, playing Seafoam Snapper is. Oh no. Oh no, Abby. That's that's lethal, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No, it's not quite. Um, but well, Lightbringer, and then if Brian just guards it, does she have? She doesn't have like Fork Lightning or anything. Hey Craig, hey Kyle, what's up? Looking for the Abby versus Carl match. Yeah. Unfortunately for Carl, he just couldn't cut it. Um, this is this is I think this is GG. I don't see any possible way out of it. I mean, Standard Bearer wouldn't have been enough. A Wolfpack leader, you know, would have maybe been the best option. But then Brian could have just divine buffed the Shade Prowler, taken it out. What's gonna be the play here? Ocean's Gift. Yeah, I just don't see that. I just that doesn't do anything here. Oof, man. Gates Defender is so good, but I mean Brian, like this whole board and the his first 5 was just very well done. Um, keeping like the Fork Lightning just to keep all the units down and not giving her any outs was really rough. He's going to guard this. There's no reason not to. I mean, if she does have Fate Reflection, then it's not lethal, right? Shape Prowler. Well, does he put a Gates Defender down? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, okay, because he's just going to duplicate the Shadow Hound. The Fate Reflection could reflect. Oh, but wait, Brian always has Fate Reflection, right? I'm betting that's why he did Call Upon the Realms. I'm betting that's why he did it. Here goes the duplicate. I think it's going to be Fate Reflection with the Shade Prowler swing wiping out. Actually, he doesn't even need to. Is it a must? You may. So he could just, he doesn't need to. So he doesn't even need to worry about Fate Reflection. That's just lethal. That's game. Hey, Red King has joined. Well, he joined as a spectator. He did not join the stream. That's okay. This is over. There's nothing that can be done. I don't see anything in Abby's list that can recover this. No figures, nothing. Yeah. Wow. 7 minutes exactly on Brian's clock. Well, used up 7 minutes. He was down to 23. That was very fast. And that was from the Hope list. Woof. Abby says, wow, that was brutal. Well played. Yeah. That was very ruthless. Hmm. I mean, a second divine for Meteor, something. I don't know. I think a single nature in Abby's list would be maybe better than like what's it's for Fester? Fester and Old Salts. And Old Salts are good. Um but I feel like if she had Fork Lightning or a nature die to play Survival of the Fittest and also give her access to her own ice traps, I don't know. I think nature might be a better replacement for like one time die. Like, cause she could keep the old salts if she wanted to. Uh, but then like you start changing the whole list, it becomes very tricky. This I don't know. They're obviously this is a problematic matchup, so you have to figure out something to be able to remove Shadowhound, and one nature die for Wrath. Even right is not bad. Or yeah, I don't know. Survival of the Fittest, just because she's all on tokens, is probably an interesting play. It also helps her take down beefy units, which is typically not something that this list is really equipped for outside of the Flash Strike sort of plays, or chipping away with wolf packs and whatnot. Um, yeah, so she's talking about the inflexibility of the beginning, yeah, because she's got the 3 books. So as long as Brian knows that he just has to take out those 3 units and the hounds can always take out the wolfpack leader, there was very little in her starting that she could do. um and she just couldn't flip it. I think that round 1 mistake though, like not having not keeping her guard for the gates defender, like there's no reason to save Shadow or Shepherd of Souls. That was a problem. Not that I think it might have changed the game, but it definitely would have given her a foot to stand on in round 2. And if she had started 2 shadows to take out any remaining hound, for instance, that could have been something. Definitely an uphill battle, but this game came down to just better first 5, better round 1. Nonetheless, I'm talking trash. Abby is in the semifinals. She absolutely wiped our pod. She wiped all the competition up to this point. She's done a bang up job. She is, if we had done the voting afterwards, she probably would have won most improved player of the year. She was definitely solidly second candidate, and she proved that this list has a ton of legs. So congratulations to her for coming in 3rd place. And congratulations for Brian on making the finals. I don't know, yet again. I don't remember who it was last year, but Brian's always in the finals of everything. So this was great. This was a great matchup, very fast, and I'm now really curious to see how Brian and Fred choose to first 5 against each other in the final match, because of all the games and all the matchups, between how they have their flexibility in their lists and the amount of sources of ping that they have, and Fred is actually running nature, so he has a lot more options, I think, for countering Brian's units. That's going to be, and Ice Buff. Ice Buff is no joke when helping sustain against Shadowhound or Gates Defender, those types of things, the chip damage. I think that's going to be a very tight and interesting match, and those first 5 mind games are going to be very exciting. So I guess I do have to do one award before we get out of here. We are going to cover the. I've already forgotten what I said I was going to cover. It's going to be Deck Builder of the Year. Right, of course. The much desired award, the one that has been around the longest and which everyone sort of vies for. I don't remember any of the candidates, so I'm just gonna hop right to it. There were a lot. I think there was Carl, Killer Cactus. I think maybe even Ninja was in there. Red King. There's 2 other names. I don't remember all the candidates, but drum roll. The winner this year, 2024 Deck Builder of the Year, is Red King. For a second time, he makes a comeback. That guy pumps out so many lists, but he also pumps out a lot of really cool lists. Always twists and things that at first glance don't feel necessarily intuitive, I would say, but once you see sort of the synergies and the combos and the way he's designed the lists to make up for the weaknesses that he spotted through testing, because unlike maybe perhaps some of us, we don't test all of our lists that we design, and he has published a lot of great lists, and even one of the lists that No Such Method ran in this tournament, or the list that he ran, was one of Red King's lists, and he did fairly well with that as well. So congratulations, Red King. Good job on Deck Builder of the Year. I need to start publishing some lists for next year because it's something that, I want to get acknowledged for. Why not? Fred and I had a plan at the start of this year to build a bunch of decks together. We did. We never published them. That's my bad. Hopefully next year. Thank you, Kyle and Craig, for joining the stream, for being there. And thank you for anyone else who watches at a later date on demand. If you're not janky, you're stanky. Frog up, wolf down, and we will see you in the finals this week or next at the latest. Thank you, everyone, and have yourselves a great night. Ciao.